What's up, everybody? Keith Jameson, Go By Gator Guy 231 across the DFS industry. And it is Saturday, September 25th. It's early. Had to get up early so I get this one out to you guys. But we're here to break down the main slate of today's college football slate on Draftkings. Looking forward to this one. I started my research early this week, then just did like a final run of everything last night. And there's some really good spots, especially at the running back position, where I think you realistically have to play three, in a cash build, GPP tournament, you can, go with a receiver and shoot for home runs, but at least three in cash. And, realistically, I think I'm going to be stuck in that final super flex position. I want to play quarterback. That's, my style. I like, trying to get two running quarterbacks, three running backs, and then fill up my wide receivers. But I'm going to be tempted to play fourth running back. I did it last week. It was very successful, and I think it's very in play this week too. So let's jump into the slate. Quick reminder, like, subscribe, and comment. At the end, I'll be throwing out a PrizePicks play as well. So make sure you stick around for that. All right, let's jump just right into the slate. And I guess one more quick reminder. If you're interested in my and Storm's full list of top plays that we give you, our top guys, cash, GPP for every position on the main slate, and then cover core plays for all plays on DraftKings. So all the showdowns and all the classic slates, please click to subscribe. It's a really, really good value. We do very well in college football and would love to have you on board. All right, let's jump right into the slate. So let's start out at quarterback. I think that Malik Cunningham stands out, just truly stands out as the top quarterback on the slate. Full dual threat capabilities, right? With Malik Cunningham, we're going to get a ton of running, at least double-digit carries in every single game this year. He's just short of getting this bonus, this 100-yard bonus, and 2 touchdowns in each game. He does a lot of that zone read with Hawkins at the goal line. Not Hawkins. Why did I say Hawkins? That's last year. Mitchell at the goal line. And then it's been a much improved pass fit this year versus a very, very soft FSU defense that just lost to Jacksonville State at home too. I think FSU shows up a little bit more for this one, hopefully makes it a game, and that can really unlock Cunningham's ceiling. So love Cunningham. I love Max Dugan too at 8,700. Just there's no way I'm playing him over Malik Cunningham. So maybe, GPP pivot there. Again, if this is you're new to the video, I'm just gonna go to the top plays. If not, I could be here for like 40 minutes, and I try to keep it at 10. Quick and easy watch for you guys. There's other 40, 50-minute shows out there, not us. All right, Will Rogers is the next guy I want to highlight at 7,800. I think Mississippi State versus LSU is just potential to be a complete shootout. Rogers now, last game, 67 pass attempts, game before 49, game before 47. It's a true Mike Leach system there. And I don't know if you can just pass up that type of volume. Now, a great way, if you just want to do Cunningham and Rogers a little too expensive, is just use all those pass attempts for the wide receivers, which we're going to talk a lot about. And then finally, I think from a punt perspective, that Luke Bonner down here for you, or Logan Bonner down here for Utah State has officially taken over as the number one. 34, 33, and 24 pass attempts, 5,600. Boise State is gettable. We saw that versus UCF. We've seen that in other games. Utah State does have a good aerial attack. So I think at 5,600, he's just by far, to me, the best punt quarterback on the slate. All right, let's get into the loaded running back position. And we'll start out with Bijan Robinson from Texas. This is well over 60 point total, a huge chance for a shootout, and Bijan Robinson will be a big part of that. 2 or 3 games of 100 yards, touchdown each game. He stands out, obviously, as one of the top backs on the slate. He's up there with Breece Hall. Now, this is a game that'll be really interesting. Baylor has not played anybody this season, so their defense looks stout, their offense looks great. What does all that mean? We're about to know at 3:30 versus Iowa State, who is a huge contender to be in that Big 12 championship game. Now, Breece Hall has struggled this year, has only broken the 100-yard plateau one time. That was last week versus UNLV. But if it's a close game, we know that they're going to want to run the ball with Breece Hall 20-plus times. has the ability to catch the ball as well. 4 catches in the first 2 games, only 1 last game when they didn't need to do that. 7,000, look, last year we paid 9,000 for Breece Hall and didn't think twice about it. So it's a nice buy low spot. Tyler Batty is on the cover of this video. I think he's by far the best running back play on the slate. Just you get receiving upside with him. So versus Kentucky when they needed him, 10 catches, 10. That's like Christian McCaffrey type level. You're still going to get the carries, right? So we had 25 for 203 versus Central Michigan when they needed him, 14 for 61 versus Connecticut when they needed him. Did not need him last week. So hopefully people get scared off at 9 for 81. But Tyler Batty, in my opinion, is just a slam dunk. Huge upside play, especially with the receivings. Not a big fan of Haskins, because I think Blake Corum has proven to be Michigan's top running back without a doubt. Look at those averages. 9.6 yards per carry, 8.1, 7.9, has 7 touchdowns. Rutgers going into the big house, I think is going to struggle. And, Harbaugh has just shown at this point, Michigan is a run first team. And a big reason of that is because of the emergence of Blake Corum. So I do love Blake Corum. Just going to bring up Marks from Mississippi State. He does not get a lot of carries, but he gets a ton of receptions, 9, 7, 6. A lot of dump offs in the league system. I'm going to jump down here to 5,900. I think that Isaiah Spiller is a great play at the price as well. This is going to be a tougher game for A&M going to Arkansas, where anytime I think that happens, when you have a backup quarterback, you lean on the run game. Isaiah Spiller is in a really nice spot at sub 6,000. And finally, Will Shipley really has now emerged and taken over that Clemson running back room. Super talented player. 21 for 88 last week. He saved me in cash. Nobody was on him with the 2 touchdowns. So I think anytime we can get access to the Clemson running game this cheap, it's something I'm really interested in. Finally, I just want to throw out one final name, and that is Siggers down here at 3,700. Let's see if I can get there. Trey Siggers. You have, double-digit carries in every game. He's yet to really break out in terms of getting, into the end zone. But, to get under 4,000, get double-digit carries makes a ton of sense as well. Finally, let's get to the wide receiver position. Now, wide receiver is always loaded. There's a ton of people from top to bottom. Just going to highlight a few. I think Boutte from LSU, by far their top wide receiver. I mentioned that this game could shoot out. Johnson really does stare down Boutte very often, and he has a big explosive ability, as we saw in the UCLA game. That's at 7,700. Like him, I'm always a fan of Khalil Shakir. I think he's top 5 wide receiver in college football. So you can always convince me to play him. My favorite play, I always like to at least just give you one. My favorite play is Makai Polk, leading the SEC in receptions, has 2 games over 10 catches. Again, this is a game I love to target because I just think it's going to shoot out. And Makai Polk gives you really nice access to a ton of volume and a ton of targets for pretty cheap. Justin Ross, I think, is in play. We're going to talk about him on PrizePicks. Let's see. Let me make sure nobody else I want to break out. Oh, I just skipped Malik Heath, yet another guy that you can target. Last week for Mississippi State had 9 for 88. There's also Justin Wally down at 4,800, who was a breakout last season. I think he's just far too cheap. Yeah, I think that covers wide receivers. So, go to that Mississippi State LSU game. You're going to get a lot of plays. All right, let's quickly jump over to PrizePicks. PrizePicks is an amazing site for prop playing and another way to enjoy the experience. So if you are interested in joining PrizePicks, they will match your first deposit up to $100. Use promo code FSI. So let's see if I can ever go the right way. There you go. Promo code FSI, and you will get that match. All right, let me show you a play that I'm looking at, or 2 numbers I like that I think, are numbers that we can get in our favor. There's a huge board, so there's so many other ways. I do want to throw this out. I'm not doing it because I don't have the news, but Emory Jones under, he has not thrown over 200 yards this season. And if Richardson is in fact going to be playing and stealing some snaps, I like Emory Jones under again. So just throwing that out there, you could toss in that under. But Adrian Martinez, I like the over 224. Michigan State, we always think of them as like this defensive stalwart and like 14-7 games, and that's not been the case this year. Derek King just threw for 388 yards last week. So far this season, Martinez 289, 242, and 254 in the last 3. Draftkings doesn't have the first game log up versus Minnesota, but I believe he went over there too. So 224 is just soft. I think it's just looking at historical averages on Adrian Martinez, and Nebraska has opened it up a lot more. I also really like Justin Ross to break out again. Look, Clemson has to get that passing game going. He had either 6 or 7 catches last week. He's by far the number 1. So I think 4 catches, it's just a little soft here. You could also go over to receiving yards for Justin Ross. That's also soft in my opinion as well. Let me just get down to it. At 59.5, I like both those numbers. You could even pair them together if you're really, really bullish on it. Cool part about PrizePicks, if you go to Power Play, 3-1. So if you win 1 out of every 2 bets, or not bets, I'm sorry, every 2 plays, you will be profitable player. All right, that'll do it this week. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, like, subscribe, comment really does help. Also just gives me encouragement to keep waking up super early doing these videos for you all, so I know that you like the content. Thank you all for watching. With that, good luck on Saturday. And then for that, I'll say, see you.